Hi. Oh, sorry. Is everything working? I think so. My eyebrows, I started shaving them again. They were growing a little bit, but then I've got a really weird eyebrow line. One of them goes like this, the other goes like really high up. It's really weird, so I just basically went, shaved them off again. So, I don't really have a topic. And as I've said before, I don't rewatch my own videos, so like, I was gonna have a continuation update. Also, yeah, sorry about my fucking shithole room. But yeah, so I just figured I would say a little something something. Point number one, just a general update. Also, why is my, sorry. Is that better? Not really. It's a shit camera. It's literally one of those embedded laptop ones. Um, I sorry. Oh, come on. I This is a great way to start off the video. Dissociate heavily. I started college today. Actually started. I had an induction last week. That was grand. I literally had my first day today. I had sociology, psychology, and history. So I'm literally making active strides in improving my life. My hands feel very big. At some point, by the way, I do want to have a bit of a... Pardon me. I do want to have a bit of a script at some point and basically explain, because not only having and experiencing dissociation and the identity part of the disorder later in life, I kind of just want to write my experiences about that, the doubts I had, shit like that. So I want to, but I want to script it. I don't want to be ADHD, not have a point. I want to, at some point, I've got hay fever like my mother fudger. I definitely want to make a note to our set and basically be like, hi, we need to do this. So, I started college today. I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And it's really surprising. It's far more different. Even the subjects I did in high school and sixth form in England, I'm doing the equivalent of a GCSE. So a level 5 for like your 16-year-olds, like that kind of level exam. It's just really crazy that it's how different the subject matter is. And like, I didn't study history for GCSE. And I'm gonna dig into this because I've got a very important point, which is basically me apologizing to my fellow humans, quite frankly. It wasn't intentional. I didn't do anything wrong on purpose, but like, I feel it's important you admit your mistakes, whether or not you knew they were mistakes at the time. Sorry. Anyway, so subjects are really different. Yeah, the sociology, like, because I've studied them before, like, I feel a bit more confident than some other people might. It's just that I've got all my GCSEs, so I'd basically be getting a double in some subjects. But one really interesting thing was in psychology, there's a lot more focus around Freudian psychoanalysis than there is about classical conditioning. Pavlov, that's it. It tends to be more about sleep and dreams. And there's some other stuff, your phobias, and talking a little bit about some other stuff, I don't remember. But yeah, One thing that was really interesting, I felt really bad. Something came up, and so I was half an hour late to history. And I was just like, I'm so sorry. Ah! What was incredibly interesting is how little I knew. And what I mean, fucking cowlick. My boyfriend called it a cowlick, and I was just like, go to hell. Because, like, I don't think a cowlick's cute unless you got long hair. It just, for me, it makes me feel like like a child anime character. You know how they've always got the little cowlick at the top, like a little stray hair. Anyway, yeah. Ugh, I give up. Yeah. I'm going to talk about what I learned, which was very quick. I've technically not finished the lesson. But from what I know is the first semester is going to be around racism. You know, Martin Luther King died approximately 50 years ago, and yet we are still at such a violent and aggressive place. There's going to be a lot of things, but a lot of it is going to revolve around quite current matters. So, and you know, like I will put a trigger warning in the description because, you know. But I wanted to apologise. So, it made me genuinely scream in shock when I saw it. But what I watched was a video, and it was more about the Black Lives Matter, and it was like the aftermath of George Floyd. And it was basically a spliced and put together video of different recorded situations about police brutality and the discrimination. I knew it was bad, and this is my apology, I'm not making excuses. At the time, literally until today, I knew racism was bad. I knew how bad it could be, and how bad it was in certain parts of the world. I knew what was going on, but I never watched it. Oh my god. My camera's got this thing where the saturation increases and decreases for no reason. So yeah, I knew that this type of stuff was happening, but even if you hear the most gut-wrenching stories, I'm the kind of person, I have problems regulating my emotions, I suppose. Sorry, Facebook's going off on me. I need all y'all to shut the fuck up for a minute. I'm gonna just like keep my hand here. Actually, I'll move it out of the way. So, I knew it was bad, and I knew some of the things that were going on, but I had never watched it. I'd never witnessed it as a third party, or just as an outsider looking in. Outside of the riots and tear gas and some videos, you know, of George Floyd, I'd seen some of that, but like I said, I have problems, I've basically problems feeling emotions more than anything else. I'm not stoic, I'm apathetic to most things. Like, it'll be like, oh yeah, there's a child in a concentration camp, for an example, and it's horrible. I know what this might say about me. I will have a moment, like a gut feeling of like, oh, what? No, I hate it. That'll last about maybe a couple of minutes, and it's left. I genuinely, and I've brought this up before, I struggle quite a lot with processing, and handling my emotions. I don't have much control over that. As I'm aware, as far as I'm aware. But the problem with this, because sometimes it's a godsend. Someone could jump me in the street, I have no problem. I don't know. Sorry, I'm tangenting. Problem, struggling with emotion. This, okay, continue. This literally opened my eyes. I flinched and just gasped. Because I saw so many different clips of, right, tear gas, a young black woman basically being yelled at, screamed at, and berated out of her car, and off camera, she was pinned to the ground and arrested. And she even said, I bet you feel so big, how dare you slam my head off the ground, I have epilepsy. To which the cop responded, good. Like, and here's the thing, I wasn't aware of this shit. I'd never watched anything of it. And it just wasn't something that crossed into my line of vision. And it was, like I said, it was snippets. And, police driving into a group of protesters. A woman dropped her fucking baby. A woman dropped her baby. You see it, like, in the middle of the group, just because all I want. Okay, and I want to apologize because, and this, I'm a very pedantically literal person. I get behind the message of ACAB, all cops are bastards. But I will not say that I support that as an acronym. I don't. Because I know it means, no, we're not talking about the police, we're talking about the institution that they work. No. Then you say, shit needs to change. You don't personalize and identify on every single person. I know it's frustrating, it's aggravating. I hate that I'm like this as well, don't worry. But yeah, I'm a very literal person. And until something can strike a chord with me, basically, I don't have anything to say. I don't have any excuses, and quite frankly, I don't have any sentence that I know how to say. All I can say is, to people who know me, or in general, just to people who, by butterfly effect, may have been influenced by me in some way, even if we've never met and you're 4,100 miles across the globe. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I was... Also, yeah, I've got a lot of spit. I'm sorry that I was ignorant. I'm sorry that I was naive. I'm sorry that I was unaware. And I think, there's nothing wrong to make that apology. Because I'd never seen how bad it was. Or anything I had seen just struck me with apathy. It didn't strike me, which is horrible. But this one video, maybe it was because I was at college, maybe it was because, I don't know, today's a more emotionally, maybe today I'm just more emotionally receptive. But yeah, I just want to apologize for my ignorance. It wasn't willful or blissful ignorance. It was purely, I didn't know. And now I want to go and fucking... Is there a riot going on in Edinburgh? Because no. For the FBI camera, guy in the camera watching me. I don't want to get involved in a riot. I just want to get involved with a protest as long as you don't shoot me. I'm coming off so insensitive. I'm so sorry. I'm not making myself look like a decent person whatsoever. I just have a really bad sense of humor, and when I'm trying to be genuine, that interferes so I can break the awkwardness. And anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my ignorance. It wasn't willful ignorance. It's only just come into my sight. It's only just come into my line of existence. So what I'm gonna do now is dissociate, apparently. Yeah, I genuinely do hope that everybody's all good. Nobody will watch this, but I'm so proud of my college classmates for, turning up, getting it done. Even if, at some point you drop out, the fact that you've got the initiative to throw yourself in there is amazing. I'm so proud of all my friends who are starting school, starting college. I know it's going to be an absolute arsehole, but I'm very outgoing. I'm very... active, I suppose. So yeah. And for anybody that gives a flying heck, it's nearly been 7 months with my boyfriend. This has been the longest, the healthiest, on both sides, and the least forced anything I've ever had. Like, this is 7 months, no break. He genuinely respects me. I genuinely respect him. And this might sound... Okay, I'm going on, literally, we've cut the more serious. This is just me sprapping shit, if you're even at this point. I didn't have that honeymoon phase. I didn't. I really didn't. And I told him, this is nothing, it's not like, he bored me, I wasn't in. I love him. I love him more than I've loved probably any romantic or sexual partner in my life. Because I didn't have a honeymoon phase. Because for me, I'm the kind of person, I have the honeymoon phase. Once that drops off, I get really bored. And then because I'm too much of a wuss, I'm an absolute coward when it comes to breaking up. I will either cheat or wait for you to break up with me. I'm gonna be honest about that. I've gone through the struggles. Love it or hate it, that is who I am. But because it's a polyamory, because we talk so often, literally every day, and, we help each other out. He's really good for caring for me. I make sure I care for him. It's very mutual. It's the most respectful, and it's also been one of the slowest relationships I've ever had. Partly because it's long distance, but I think that had a massive, massive part to play in that. I didn't kiss him for 6 months. But I'm not in a bad way. I'm honestly obsessed with him. To the point that I brought it up in a video. I love him. This is one of the things that this is the most realistic. We're gonna be together forever. Because there's no pressure to do that. And I basically said, I'm never gonna marry you. That's one of my things. We can say we're married, we can say spouse. I don't mind if he calls me his wife, I'll call him my husband, I do not care. That's fine with me. I will not legally marry him. For several reasons. One, because in the event that I have a nervous meltdown or a psychotic break, and try and kill him or his child, I want him to be able to pack up and leave and not be at any loss. You know, if ever something on a purely hypothetical, I'm not planning anything. I'm not one of those psycho bitches that tries to start a fight with you because I'm bored. Like, or not a genuine fight, it'd just be like, you're pretty. Ew, why would you say that? Like, I do like that, like, sort of jokey stuff. And he just went, yeah, I don't need a piece of paper to tell me you love me. I was just like, somebody gets it. But you know, like, he's never once asked me to change. And I even brought up, like, oh my god, you've changed me so much. He's like, what do you mean? It was like, well, you know, like, when we first started going out, I was still worried about all of my, like, you know, potentially toxic traits. And now, you know, I'm self-confident. I have self-esteem. I don't need reassurance, but if I want it, or in an event I do need it, anxiety or panic, I know you're there. But I don't feel that I need to cling on to you. He was like, yeah. What do you mean? I was like, what? He was like, what do you mean I changed you? Well, I wouldn't have done that without you. And I've said this before. I know I brought this story up before. But he said, I didn't change you. You improved yourself. And I was just like, me? Ha! I've been watching too much Eliza Schlesinger. Also, you should check her out. She's really funny. Feminist comedian. But yeah. It's 22 minutes, and I really want to just have a lovely night with my gin, and then start college tomorrow, bright, fresh, and early. So, I love you lot. I hope everybody is staying safe. I hope you are all literally living your best or worst life as long as you know what you're doing and you're okay with it. And safe, healthy, and happy. That's all I give a fuck about. Alright, bye.